So this video is about using live action reference to make better animation. And live action reference is not always a complete solution to animating a shot. And there are lots of animators who feel that in some level it's cheating, or it's a crutch, or it's something that's a substitute for using your imagination. But my personal feeling is that live action reference can be incredibly helpful for animating a shot. And as long as you're not a slave to the reference, it can really help to give your animation realism and weight and real heft. And that's one of the reasons why we refer to Muybridge's work so often, is because basing your work on life, basing it closely on reality, is a great way to make your animation feel convincing. So I believe in using live action reference a lot to make your animation better. I think there's no shame in it, and I think it's good to get into the habit of doing it. So the question arises, why bother? Why should we use live action reference? And the answer is that some things are just really tough to animate. I mean, I remember I had to do a shot on the road to El Dorado, which involved two characters doing a high five and then bumping chests, and then one of the characters picked up a girl, Chell, spins her around and then drops her down on the ground. And I thought, how on earth am I going to animate this? And the answer was to shoot live action reference. And I filmed a couple of guys in the studio bumping chests and then doing a high five. And then I filmed another guy picking up one of the girls and spinning her around. And I used the reference in order to animate the shot. And I think it came out pretty well. I mean, I have no idea how I would have done it otherwise. If you watch the film The Thief and the Cobbler, you'll see lots of animation here which is based on live action reference. You don't know it, you can't see it, you can't tell, but this particular shot where the thief runs down these steps and kind of overbalances and runs backwards is based on a scene from the Marx Brothers, where I think it's Groucho Marx doing the same action. It's basically the thief kind of drawn on top of Groucho Marx with some adjustments. So there's nothing wrong with using live action reference, and of course video motion capture has become an increasingly large part of our business, and it's used now to very great extent in the games industry, we as animators, we may not like motion capture, and I know an awful lot of animators who have very strong views on the subject, but us disliking it is not going to make it go away. And there is also plenty of work out there in taking motion capture curves and cleaning them up and making them better. So it's a good thing to get used to motion capture and learning how to use it. Gollum, for example, in The Lord of the Rings was animated by, well, it's obviously a 3D model using curves generated by Andy Serkis here to create this excellent character performance. Now, of course, the animators went on top of Serkis's performance and went into the eye animation and the mouth animation and the facial animation and made it better, which is absolutely fine. So it's kind of a joint effort in that case between Andy Serkis and the animator. But nonetheless, the basic guts of the thing comes from live action, and motion capture is just a very sophisticated form of live action reference. So here's some footage that I shot of me picking up a heavy object. The way, or rather a box lift. And what's so great about shooting live action reference is you can then go back through the QuickTime and it helps you to find all the main poses in the shot. So here are my main poses. Here's me at frame 1 looking at the box and bending down to pick it up again. Here's pose 2, here's my contact position. There's pose 3, my squash or anticipation position as I bring my weight down and get my arms around the box. Pose 4, the lift as I lift the box up. And then pose 5 as my left leg steps backwards, and pose 6 as the right leg steps backwards, and then I settle into the final pose. And then I can create a single image with all of these poses on it, and if I like I can print that off and have it in front of me when I'm animating, so that I can see what the action is that I'm doing. Even because your screen space is limited, so it's always good to print this stuff out and have it in front of you. And then finally, I can then look at the timing in the footage that I've shot, and I can get the basic timing of my poses. I know there's 2 seconds between this pose and this second, and between pose 1 and pose 2, roughly 2 seconds between them. So I know I can number it 1 and 49, and so on throughout the whole shot. And then probably what I would do after that is do thumbnails based on those poses. What about YouTube, I hear you ask? How do you download movies from YouTube? Because of course you can't step through the movies on YouTube, but you can download them using a great little website, www.keepvid.com, and that allows you to download YouTube videos as QuickTimes, and then you can step through them frame by frame, so you can really analyze the live action there. A lot of people say this is cheating, but you know, even Disney used live action reference right back in the beginning, and Snow White and all the way up to the Jungle Book and beyond. There's live action reference used all the way through to Disney films. You just can't see it because they've drawn on top of it and they've made it their own. But believe me, it's there. So shooting live action reference is a great tool for doing excellent animation, and I highly recommend that you learn how to do it.